Welcome back to Stretching Your Dollar here on Cheddar News. Well, Thanksgiving is almost here, and if you're hosting a gathering, it's definitely time to get started. So joining me today is lifestyle editor and food expert Lisa Moriello with some tips for preparing your feast on a budget. Lisa, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me, Kristen.
All right, when should people start buying the items that they need for Thanksgiving if they want to try to get a deal?
You can start now. I mean, you can definitely start in the planning stages. One of the big tips I always give is to shop online and to utilize delivery. It may sound counterintuitive, but when you do that, you're able to sort prices, fill up your cart a little bit more, a little bit less stressed than you are in the store. So you can start adding items. Prices probably won't fluctuate too much between now and Thanksgiving, but your staples and all of those things that aren't specialty that you want to pick out, go ahead, put them in your cart, and you can wait a few days and then have them delivered so that you are ahead of the game.
Okay, so how should we handle a guest who has dietary restrictions?
There's a lot of those these days, and the important thing to remember is, first off, safety, right? So get clear on what exactly that restriction is. Are they allergic to tree nuts but not peanuts, like my niece? Is it eggs? Are they vegan? So once you know that, keep your food prep station, first of all, safe. But you don't have to go and make a whole second meal. Ask that person what they want to see at your table, something special you can make. And I promise you, you can find some sort of alternate recipe online and maybe even include some vegan or nut-free options and substitute something you already make. Again, so you're not buying double, making double, but you're still making something really delicious that everyone can enjoy.
What about promotions that will help people save? I know we talked about getting deals a little bit earlier, shopping online, considering delivery, those sorts of things. What else can you tell us, though?
Well, obviously, cash in on those points you've been saving all year. Get your free turkey or ham. The frozen is fine. Just give it enough days to thaw. They say 3. I say get it a week before. But your stores are going to be offering competitive prices because they want you to be happy. They want you to see, oh, wow, that's on sale. I'm so happy I shopped at X, Y, and Z. So you will see some competitive pricing, but you also want to take advantage of the apps the stores provide, right? Clipping digital coupons. Couponing with paper is still alive and well, but digital, honestly, is, of course, the easiest. And then buy in bulk, right? So if you see that, for example, butter is on sale, every time I see butter on sale, I buy it, I put it in the freezer, so I'm not frantically running, the night before Thanksgiving, to go and get some. So if you do the online shopping, have it delivered, get some of those bulk items to have on hand, gives you some money savings and stress savings.
Yeah, the freezer is definitely a helpful friend any time of the year.
The freezer is like your pantry. Consider it your pantry. It is an extension. It is a place for those staples, definitely.
Absolutely. Okay, what is something that people usually spend too much on every year that usually doesn't get eaten? Maybe someplace where they can cut back.
I may upset a few people. I say dessert. It's my brother's favorite. So we'll have like 5 kinds of pies, 20 kinds of cookies. But I mean, everyone is so full by that point. You don't need that much. But if you really have your heart set, maybe cut on your appetizers, right? Boards are huge right now, like charcuterie boards. But think about maybe simplifying a little bit. Look for what's on sale. Again, be flexible, right? A soft cheese, a couple hard cheeses. Take your cranberry sauce that you're having for dinner, put a little bowl with some crackers, whatever's on sale, doesn't matter. Just something so when people show up starving, they're not, in your face in the kitchen waiting for you to serve them. But then again, you do want them to enjoy that meal that you spent so much time and money on. So keep the snacks really simple. Don't fill up on chips and dip, and have something to kind of sop up those cocktails, but don't go overboard. So I would say apps and dessert, especially with meats and cheeses like that. Just be flexible.
Okay, that's good to know. What needs more focus during this day, especially if you're hosting?
Timing. So your oven is your prime real estate for this, right? So I actually make a schedule. It sounds a little crazy, but I have a written out schedule of what goes in, what time it comes out. Once you do that every year, it gets really easy. So you kind of count backwards, and you want the things that are supposed to be served hot to be served hot. So don't worry about reheating like casseroles and Brussels sprouts that kind of get to room temperature instantly anyway. Make sure your mashed potatoes, your stuffing, your gravy, your mac and cheese, all of those are counted backwards so that you're serving them hot. And then everything else can kind of sit to the side until you're ready to, to serve everything. But definitely timing and that oven real estate of knowing when it should be in, when it should be out.
Yes. Okay, so let's say you're not going to host, you're not going to cook, you're not going to someone's house to actually enjoy the holiday, but instead you want to go out. You need to make a reservation. How soon should people be making these reservations?
It depends on where you want to go. I mean, I would say call today. Once you're done watching this, call up your favorite restaurant or where you expect to be going. First, you want to find out if they're open. If they're like a local family establishment, don't take for granted that they don't give their employees possibly the day off. And they may also have like a prefix menu that maybe you're not too keen to or that you're just not used to. So I would call, I would see what they have available, ask them for the like max amount of people you're going to expect, because it's always easier to detract a little bit than it is to add 5 people. But then keep in contact with them. Don't leave them hanging. And apps like OpenTable, Resi, those are a great place to make an online reservation. Super easy to change, as things change. But check the cancellation policies, because it's more common now that they take a credit card and they will charge you, probably especially on a holiday. So just make sure that you're on top of it and you know the cancellation policy if that applies.
All right. Lisa, thank you so much. Great information for our viewers, whether you're hosting or dining, to make it less stressful.